Okay, welcome to All Things Apple Special Interest Group. And tonight we're going to talk about live photos. Joe's going to talk about features on your iPhone camera that can really improve your pictures. And Kurt's going to talk about iWork for Mac. So, Kurt, I'm going to turn it over to you at this point and get you to lead us off.
Okay. Thank you, Brookie. Just so everybody knows, there is a handout, a PDF that I'm sharing with everybody that deals with what Apple calls iWork for the Mac, for the iPad, and the iPhone. All of these apps are free. They're really, really good apps. I just ended a Mac class that I was teaching, two of them, and in both classes, people were asking about iWork. They wanted more information. Even if you have Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, it's good to have a backup. And that's kind of what iWork is. But I use iWork every day. I basically use Pages and Numbers constantly, especially with these aviation camps that are going on. And you can save anything you create in Pages as a Word document or as a PDF. You can also save numbers as an Excel or as a PDF. And you can also save a keynote as a PowerPoint or a PDF. A lot of people don't know that. It's really, Apple does no promotion on these at all. It's amazing. Microsoft spends hundreds of thousands of dollars promoting its own version, Office, and yet Apple doesn't do any sharing, and it's free. When I bought these apps, they used to be $9.99 a piece, and now they're all free at the App Store. It's the Mac App Store or the App Store on your iPhone or your iPad, and they're really powerful programs. They're very easy to learn. In fact, when I started doing the newsletter, what was that, 4 years ago now? That's scary. From Jerry Heaton, I was doing it in Pages. You can do complete newsletters in Pages, and it's really easy to use. It's not often that you find a program that is so easy to use as Pages or Numbers or Keynote, and Apple doesn't promote them. So I use them all the time. And if somebody needs a Word or a PDF version, I just save it as that. But I like to share that with people because they don't even know the programs exist. So let me share my screen with you if I can, real quick here. Can you see my screen now?
Now we do.
Okay. I keep them down here on the dock. I don't keep Keynote down here because I don't use that as much. On this Mac, I also have Word and Excel, as you can see here, but I don't use them very much because I actually prefer Pages and Numbers. And I also have LibreOffice, which is a free suite. It's for Windows and Mac, and I don't know if they have an iOS version or Android, but it's really a free program you can use that has all the stuff in it. I just clicked on it. Let me show you what it looks like when you open. This is LibreOffice, just to compare. There's Libre. It's got the Writer, the Calc, which is a spreadsheet, Impress, which is presentation, Drawing, Math, and a database built into it, and it's free. And it's called, and so you can download it for your computer. If you don't use it, it's called, if you don't have it, it's called Libre, Libre Office. Here is Pages for the Mac, which was really neat. It looks a lot like Pages on the iPhone and the iPad. If you can use one, you can use another. Here's what it looks like. Here's a blank document. I've got my toolbar up here at the top, and I've got my what they call the inspector over here. And free clip art comes with it. A lot of people don't know that. You can choose animals, objects, computers, whatever. It's just so easy to use, and it's such a good program, and it's too bad that more people don't use it because it's just really neat. It's a word processor. It's also a desktop publishing, in which it works as both, and that's the part I used when I was using it for the newsletter. You can put a table in it. It's almost like a spreadsheet within your word processor. There's colors you can add to things. You can zoom. I mean, it probably does about 98% of what Word does, and yet it's free. If I wanted to save this document as a Word document, I'd go up to File, and I'd come down to Export, Word, PDF, There's Word. EPUB is the format they use to create books in the library that you read, some books that aren't Kindle books. And so you just save it, give it a name, Pages, and it's saving it as a Word doc, because that's what I chose, export it, and it's done. It's on the desktop, and I don't want to save the master. Real quickly, Numbers, which is a spreadsheet, just like Excel. You choose a new document, and then you choose, it comes just like Pages, comes with all kinds of templates that you can use. Just dozens and dozens of templates are all free. You basically delete what's in here and put in your own information. This program is very popular in schools, so they have calendars for teachers, graduation projects and stuff, businesses, and more calendars, daily schedule that you can create, and it all comes with it. This stuff is also all in the iPad and the iPhone version, which makes it really, and this happens to be Pages. And finally, there is Keynote. And I don't use it as much, but it's like PowerPoint. It's right here, and it comes with templates. And it's really, you can create something in Keynote and then save it as a PowerPoint program, an app, a file, if you want to do that. And here are your templates for, it's just really good program. And more people should know about it, and they don't. And a lot of people don't want to spend money for Office, and they don't even know this exists, and they have an iPad or a Mac or something, and it's all free. You can choose these templates, and you just replace what's in here with your content, your text, and your pictures, and you're done. Let me show you real quickly. We don't have a whole lot of time, but let me show you this guy talking about 5 hidden features in Apple Pages that you didn't know about. I won't play the whole thing, but let me start it here.
Welcome back to my channel. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you 5 different cool things you can do with Mac Pages that you probably didn't know about. So if you are one of those people that like to know kind of the secret little things you can do with different programs on your Mac, this is what this is going to be about. A lot of people use Mac Pages. It's obviously a replacement for something like Microsoft Word, but there's a lot of things you can do in there that a lot of people just don't know about, or they don't use that often. So I might do another video later of 5 more, but I'm going to start off the video by showing you 5 things that you probably didn't know, and they're probably going to be kind of cool or useful, at least if you design different documents and things like that. So let's get into the video. I'll show you how to do it. And then at the end of the video, let me know, did you know about these or did you not? All right, so the first tip is going to be something a lot of people don't know you can do, but watch this. So if you go up to, click on your document, let's just go ahead and click, this is just a sample document. I'm just going to click somewhere in the document right there. Go up to insert up here, and then you want to go down all the way down to web video. You can see it right there, so click on it. It's going to bring up a window just like this. See it here? It's going to say add videos from YouTube and Vimeo. So you can basically, I actually selected one of my videos. I just went to YouTube, selected the link. I'm going to go ahead and just paste it right in there like that. You can see that's my newest video for tech news. I'm going to go ahead and click insert next. And there it is. So basically you can see it here. You can go ahead and resize it. It's going to resize the text around it. So once you go ahead and you obviously send this to somebody, you can go ahead and click on this and they'll be able to watch the videos. You can see here. See that? Pretty cool, huh? So if you want to send this to friends and family that have Pages, you can go ahead and embed this into there. Now, it may not work. I haven't tested it fully in Word and stuff, but if people are on Pages, this will work just fine. And if you want to go ahead and just document certain videos, so it's a thing that's built into Pages, and go ahead and use it. It's there right now and very easy to use. All right, so tip number 2 is very similar, and a lot of people still don't know this is available either. So what you want to do is, here's my sample document. You want to go ahead and just click somewhere in the document. And when you want to go up to insert up here, and what we want to do is, this time it's an image gallery. Now watch this. You click image gallery, and a lot of people do this and they don't understand obviously what to do next. You can resize this and put this anywhere you want in your document. You can see how everything kind of wraps around it. And then let's actually make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Now all you have to do is just, here's a folder over here. I have some images in here. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. So I just have some basic images in here, but you can select, let's say 1. I'm just going to select 4 different images here and just grab them and drop them right into this square. And watch what happens here. They're going to load in, and you can see that it puts all these images in here. So now if a person's reading this, you can actually update the caption here very easily. But if the person clicks on these little dots here, it'll show, or the arrows up here, either way, you can see that it's going to show different images in this caption. So if you're telling a story about maybe a different country or something and you want to show pictures of the landscapes, it's a really kind of interactive way to do it. So that's just another tip. A lot of people just don't know that exists. So this next one is for people that might want to create like a flyer or something with really attractive text, maybe like a textured text. So I'm going to go to a second page here. I'm going to make a new title here, but let's just go ahead and just show you. First of all, this is just text. Obviously, it's the same as here. You can go ahead and I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to go ahead and make it really, really big so we can see the effect. So you want to make this pretty big so you can actually see this kind of texturing taking place. So I'm going to make it across the whole page. But again, you can do whatever you want with this, make it any size. It's going to work the same. So what you start off by doing is you select all the text, right? If you go up here, you want to make sure you click on under text. You want to click on style, see it here, and then go down to this where it says text color. Obviously, if you click this box, you can change the text color. See that? It's going to be green. Everyone knows that. But there's a little hidden feature under text color where it says that there's two little arrows, and you want to go ahead and click on those. See that? And it says text color right there. Go down to image fill and click on that. What's going to happen is it's going to have like a little gray box here. You're going to see it turn to gray. Now, what a lot of people don't realize you can do here is actually grab just an image and drag it into here, and it'll change the texture. So leave this highlighted like this, and let me show you what you do. So you go over here. These are just images over here. You want to click like a textured image, but for this purpose, I'm just going to click any image. So you click this image over here, and I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to drag it all the way over here into this little gray box. See it here? I'm going to let go on this gray box. And what it did is it put it in there. Now look what happened. If you look at this, it textured my text behind that image, or the image is basically the texture of the text. So if I go ahead and make this a lot bigger, you'll see that now I have that image. It was a jellyfish, so it's kind of look weird here. But it actually made it purple, and all the jellyfish features are showing up in the text. Again, you can do the same thing. Select this, pick a different one. Like this is a green image over here. So let me go ahead and drag this into here. And now watch what happens. It's going to usually take a couple seconds. There it goes. Now look at that text. See how cool that is?
So that's one, those are two, three different things you can do that a lot of people don't know that I think is kind of cool, that it's not just a plain like a typewriter word processor. It's also a fully functional desktop publishing program that you can use. And if you have it, go ahead and use it. And it's really easy to use.
That's great to know.
Any questions?
Hey, Kurt, are we limited on the numbers to the templates that they have designed, or do they have a blank one like Excel does?
It comes with a blank one. Yeah, it comes with several blank ones like white, dark, and something else. And then you can change the colors in the rows if you want. So yeah, you can I rarely, to be honest, I rarely use the templates. I most always start from scratch from a blank one, enter my information in columns, and then I sum it or whatever. Like that's how I do my taxes. So yeah, it's they offer free blank templates built in that are empty. Exactly, Philip.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So if you don't have it, you can go to the App Store of any Apple device and type in like Apple Pages, Apple Numbers, and Apple Keynote, and it's free. Ought to be able to download it to your device and get to work on it. But that little thing about the little text where you can customize it, I think is kind of neat. If you went to a foreign country and you had a little description of your trip, like a blog. On Wednesday we went here. On Thursday, the French food was fantastic. You can create text and then pull part of a picture of something from France, a piece of bread, a croissant or something into your text, and it just customizes it. A lot of people don't know you can do that. So kind of neat. Thank you.
That is cool. It really is. So, okay, Joe, let's find out about the tips you have for the iPhone camera.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is run down here and get the document that we will be using. Okay, in the chat, you should find a commentary about what we're doing tonight. But there are some neat things in the camera that you don't know about, and I wanted to show some of those to you. Some of these are fairly new. Some of them we've touched on in some of the classes that we've given. So first thing I want to do is share my screen, and be sure to, if you want to get a copy of what I'm talking about, it is in the meeting chat. Okay. Everybody got it?
We do.
Okay, one of the first things that is kind of neat, I'm in my pictures here, and I'm going to open a picture here. And if you've taken one of our classes, then we've shown you how to crop this. Well, on this picture, I would like to hone in on the lady there and maybe reduce some of the background and foreground, just because she is really the topic of her crossing that bridge. So in the latest updates on your iPhone, there's a new feature there, and it's called Quick Crop. Usually, in order to crop this, we have to go to Edit and then look for the crop symbol and drag the corners to where we want them. In this one, though, once you open the picture, you can put 2 fingers on it or 3 fingers on it and just push it, pull it, whatever, and arrange it where you think the picture ought to be. So what I've done here is, you can see I got rid of a lot of the background and some of the foreground and brought it in. Once you do that, up at the top of your screen, you'll see the word crop. And so you can adjust this, you can move it left, right, up, and down. And once you get it like you want it, you can tap on crop, and then you'll save it into your photos. That's just a real quick way to crop a photo without going through all these steps that we've learned before. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you is text. Sometimes, in this case, I'm in a museum and I saw a picture of Madame Cézanne, and it had some text here that I wanted to capture. So when you're looking at this and you open it up in your iPhone, you will get this little symbol down here at the bottom. And once you see that, you can click on it. And I can't do it here because it doesn't stream across. And you can capture all of the text or part of the text and then copy it into an email, a message, iMessage, into a Word document, whatever. So anyway, it's a good way to be able to capture that information. Okay. This is good for business cards, envelope, addresses, stuff like that too. Next thing I wanted to show you was, I'll go back to my lady friend here. Once you open a picture, sometimes you want to document something about this picture. If it's a flower, maybe you want to name it. If it's a tree, maybe you want to put in there that it's a dogwood or something like that. But what you do is you pull up on your picture, and it won't show across the Zoom here. But once you do that, down at the bottom it says add a caption, and it will look like something like this. And you see here where it says add a caption. So you can say, this was a trip to Yucca Inn on the Elkhorn, or this is my girlfriend, whatever you want to put in there, and that will stay with the picture. It does not, if you wanted to print the picture, it does not come out on the picture. But it's information about that spot that you're able to add to your photos. Okay, next one I like to do is, I'm just going to talk this one through. When you open your camera and you go down here to the bottom, you can see where it says portrait, and I'll click on portrait. And then I've got some options here: natural light, studio light, contour light, whatever. But I'm just, for this exercise, I'm just going to hold it on portrait. Now, when you take a normal picture of somebody, everything in the picture is in focus. If some background, if you're looking at my picture of me, for example, the picture of me and all the books would be in focus. When you do the portrait mode, when you tap on portrait and then you take the picture, I'm going to be in focus, and the books in the background and the wall are going to be a little bit out of focus. So it puts a full accent on the person that you're taking the portrait picture of. So real simple, makes a really nice presentation of a picture. It could be a person or a flower pot or something like that. So try those out. There's 4 different examples we gave. The quick crop, text detection. That text detection, I find that very useful. You can take a picture of a sign and then reproduce that in your notes. Adding a caption is helpful, and the portrait mode makes a really neat image. Okay, any questions on any of that? Okay, back to you, Brookie.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to show you how to edit a live photo. So, and for those of you who want to capture my handout, it is in chat. So go ahead and look at chat. It's how to edit a live photo doc. Okay, I will share my screen. Okay. Okay. All right. So you see my iPad screen. So
Hey, Brookie, what's a live photo?
we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell them about it.
Okay.
I think everybody has taken a live photo, whether you did it on purpose or you just accidentally, it just came up and you took a picture, and for some reason, when you swiped on it or you touched it, there was movement. So a live photo is when you have that feature on, it actually is taking a 3-second video. It takes it a second and a half before you hit the shutter, and it continues taking frames for another second and a half. So it's a 3-second video. And a lot of times we've laughed about it and said, why would you use a live video? It doesn't make sense. A live picture, that 3 seconds isn't that great, but it does come in handy a lot of times. In fact, what happens is that when you take a live picture, your iPad or your phone decides what frame it's going to show you in your album. All right. But there's extra frames that might be a better picture than the frame that they picked. An example of that was just this week. We did a group picture. My friend was real upset. She said, we've got several pictures and one's really great, but one of the people had their eyes closed. I said, well, send it to me and let me see if I can get Joe to change it out. And so when she sent it to me, it was a live picture. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just look to see what the other frames were. And in fact, there was a frame that everybody had their eyes open. So I just made that the key photo. So your key photo, you get to choose what frame you want as your key photo, and that is what will show up looking like a still picture in your photo album. Okay, so we're going to do that first, and then I will show you some other editing that you can do with live photos. The first thing you need to do if you're going to follow along with me is go to your photo app and open the photo app and find a live photo that you can work with. Now, you might not be able to see one in your recents because all of your pictures are here in recents. Okay. But if on your iPad or if you're on your iPhone, if you will go to media types, your iPad and your iPhone will show you all the live photos if you will click on live photos in media types. And then you can pick out a live photo to work with. Okay, I'm going to work with these live photos here. Like Joe, some things just don't zoom right. You can't see some things, so I'll have to walk you through some things, and then I've got some screenshots that will show you some of the things that you can't see, and then also I've done duplicates. So we'll start with how to do a key photo, how to make a key photo. So I'm going to start with this picture right here. What's not coming through is up here at the top of the picture on yours, it will say edit. And so you can tap edit. And when you tap edit, all of the controls come up that we've shown you in terms of how you can edit your pictures. But if it's a live picture, it adds another tool over here, which is live. All right. And when we tap that, then you get a couple other tools. So the first thing I'm going to show is how to select your key photo. Right now, this is the key photo, and you can tell that it's key photo because there you have a little dot, and that signifies that they have chosen this to be the picture. All right. But if you take your finger on that key photo, that white frame, you can actually move it and see all the different frames in that 3-second live photo. Okay. So all the way to the end, I want to show you the end one because the end one is blurred. And it was blurred because I don't think I realized I was taking a live photo. And after I clicked the shutter, I just moved the phone, the camera, and it was blurred. So all you have to do is decide which photo you want to be, which frame you want to be the key photo. And then you let your finger up and it says right here, make key photo. All you have to do is tap it. And when you do, you have a dot here above that frame. And this is the picture that will show up in my albums. It will show that one. All right. And you just click done and it will go into your recent photos. All right. So it will pick that one. So any questions about key photo? All right. So here you've got some more tools. Okay. If you look at the very top here, no, let's stay down here at the bottom with the film strip here. If you put your finger here on this edge, you'll notice that you'll get a yellow frame that comes up, and you can actually trim your film strip. So, you know, that one was blurry, so I just want to move it over, get rid of that one. And then you can go to the other end and you can also move that one so that you can change the length of your live photo. Okay. So that makes it useful also, because there may be some other things that you've accidentally taken a picture of in those 3 seconds, and you don't really want it to be part of this live photo. The next thing is, you can make it a still photo by going up here to the top where it says live, and you can tap that and it will actually turn off live. So if you turn it off, then when you're in your photo album, it will not show up as a live. It will not move. It will just be still. It will still be a video because you can go back and come back to edit, and you can make it you can make it back to a live video. So all that does is just makes it a still photo for you to see. Okay. And then the next, tool that you have for live, photos is that live photos have audio with them, and it may be kind of annoying noise that's going on. And so you can go over here to this speaker icon and you can tap it. It has to be on live. The live has to be on. Okay. For it to actually have audio. If you make it a still, it doesn't have audio. If it's a live, you can go over here to this icon, tap it, and you'll notice it's taken the audio off of the live picture. Okay. Are we all good there? Okay. All right. So if whatever changes you've made there, you can go up here and you can click on done, and then that's the way it will show up in your photos. Okay. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to make those changes, but I do want to show you some other things that you can do. You can add effects to your live photos. And this is something that doesn't really come through Zoom. But if you're in your live photo, here's a screenshot. And up here, you'll have the icon and you'll have live. Okay. And if you tap the down arrow, then you have options to keep it as a live photo, to make it a loop. And a loop means it just goes from front to end, and then front to end, and front to end. And then you could do bounce, and bounce goes from the first frame to the last frame, and the last frame back to the first frame. So it bounces back and forth. And then you've got long exposure, and long exposure, I don't really have an example of that, but what it simulates a DSLR long exposure effect by blurring the motion. So it doesn't work for this picture, but it may work for other pictures. And then here also you can turn live off. So you've got those options. So I'm going to show you now what the loop looks like. And I'm trying not to leave it on loop too long because it does drive you crazy. All right. So here's loop. Okay. So it's a pretty short video. So, if you kept it longer and maybe if you had less motion. And this one is bounce. Okay. So it's bouncing back and forth. Okay. All right. So that's how you animate your live photos. Any questions about animation? Okay. The last thing I want to show you is how you can duplicate. Okay. When you have your picture up, you have this icon right here, the 3 dots. If you tap that, this screen goes down. Comes down, and you can duplicate your live photo, or you can duplicate it as a still photo. And if you duplicate it as a still photo, let's say you've found the frame that you want, you like that picture, you really don't want to take up space with a video, even though it's a 3-second video, but you want that one picture, you can duplicate it as a still photo, and then you can go in and you can actually delete the live photo. So that's the way you can do that. So, okay. So we've covered on how to make a key photo, how to trim it, how to make it a still photo, how to make the audio not playback, and then how to animate it. So, any questions? I know it was kind of fast, but I think that the steps in the video will, in the chat, will help you. Okay, I will quit sharing and see if we have any questions. You all must have caught on real quick. So,
Just a comment, everything, Brookie usually does the iPad and I do the iPhone, but everything she presented tonight on the iPad also works in the iPhone.
Joe, your presentation on the portrait, I didn't see the portrait part that you were talking about. Instead, it showed part of your keyboard.
Let me go to share right quick.
yeah, his camera was showing the keyboard, but if you looked at the tools,
The number portion of the keyboard was basically focused when you were talking about the portrait.
I don't understand.
I think he thought you were demonstrating how it blurred you, but it didn't show that.
Now, let me go to the camera right quick here. Share my screen. Okay, when I go to my camera, down at the bottom here, the first thing that usually pops up is photo. And you just scroll over one where it says portrait. And then under portrait, you've got several options there. But for the exercise tonight, we were just showing, oh, I see what you're saying about the keyboard.
Right. He thought you were demonstrating how it showed.
No, the keyboard had nothing to do with it. But if I take a picture here of
Why
box of
don't you
Kleenex.
reverse it to you so that we see you with the bookcase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. And then now you can see that the bookcase is blurred. That's what portrait does.
Okay, here's you can see the blurred picture in the background. If I go over to photo, see how it clears that background up? It's real. Under photo, it tries to make everything in the picture equally sharp. When I go over to portrait, it recognizes I'm trying to emphasize on something. It could be an animal, it could be a dog, a cat, a person, a flower pot, and then you can see in the background that the things are now blurred. And now they're not blurred. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe I was the only one that saw the keyboard. No one
No,
said anything, and I thought, well, I guess I was the only one.
I didn't see it. Okay, I'll stop sharing now.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes,
Mhm.
Bev.
I'm trying to help a fellow, what can I say, instructor of mine. I take a chair Pilates class Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I've been doing it for 2 years, and, it's on Zoom, and everything has always been perfect. Well, the other day she gets on, and her background, like Kurt today, was blurred in the background. And of course she was fine. So she goes over and she gets a Kleenex and she's cleaning it away and everything. Yeah, there's something wrong. So I said, well, why don't you go down, to your stop video and maybe you blurred your background. Well, we spent 15 minutes. She wasn't seeing it. And then she said she saw it and she clicked it and it still wouldn't go away. Anyway, we went the whole class, which was fine because we were seeing her and what she was doing. So I had to leave early and I thought, well, maybe they'll work it out. Well, I get on this morning and I got on late and I wasn't able to talk to her. Still blurred. So I was going to say to them, did you resolve it? But she left early. And anyway, I wasn't able to talk to her. Is there any other reason why her background would be blurred other than maybe she had clicked blur my background in stop video?
That's the only thing I know about is if you click on the three dots up above your name, one of the options is blur my background.
Right.
Actually, let me hit that and see what it does. See what it did to my picture there? Was that your problem?
Oh, wait, say that again. Above your name.
Right. Take your mouse and move it up to the top right corner. It'll say mute, and then there'll be three dots. And you click on the three dots, and one of the options is blur my background. If you watch my picture now, I'm going to undo blur my background.
Okay, I see what you're doing, but right now, all I'm seeing is I don't see my name. I see
Bev.
Yes.
Take your mouse.
Oh, I've got my finger. Yeah.
Okay, take your finger and see if at the top you get mute and three little dots.
Top right.
No, at the top left I have mute.
Okay, but no three little dots.
No three little dots at the top left. I see recording. This meeting is being recorded. Meeting information.
What device are you using?
Yeah,
Microsoft Surface. And I'm up to date on it.
Is anybody else using Microsoft Surface? No.
No, I don't see three dots, unfortunately. So I told her to go down to the bottom left, that says stop video, and to try that. I see more with three dots on the right-hand side.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Is that more? Oh, thank you. I'll catch you later.
And you see blur background?
No, it says when I click on more, it says captions.
How
when I click on more.
Jerry, again?
How about just the three dots? They're not there?
They're there, but it says more underneath it. And when I click on it, it says captions. Up comes like a little bubble and it says captions. I'm going to click on captions and it says show captions, caption language, and caption settings. I'm just trying to help her. I have no clue what she did. Yeah, I don't have that.
I don't know, Bev, have you tried on more? Have you tried going down to the very bottom where it says reset to default?
I don't have that, Kurt.
I'm wondering if she would have that, if she could. It's down on the bottom. There's like a little toolbar dock or something on the bottom of the Windows and the Mac version. And it says there's a little more icon with three dots down on the bottom next to apps. And it says reset to default at the very bottom of that little, when you put your cursor on more, it's like captions, record, notes, whiteboards, and reset to default. I'm wondering if that would take it back to everything, would be back to where it was.
No, I just have those three that I mentioned, the captions.
What device is your friend using?
I don't know, but I gather it is older. I have a feeling.
Probably a computer, don't you think? Or
yes, she said it's a laptop. She calls it a laptop.
It should be the same as this, or the same as Joe and Brookie, because
on her computer, then you go up to the right hand corner, hit on the three dots, and then it should say blur my background, and there's either a check or no check beside it.
Okay. That's the right hand corner of her little tile with her picture to the right of her name.
Do you have to be in gallery view?
Oh, good point.
Good point.
Oh,
Are you in gallery view?
I am.
okay.
Let
I
me-
am now.
Okay.
No, oh, wait a minute. I just saw 3 dots in your picture, Brookie.
Try that.
I am.
That's for Zoom.
Yeah, that's the Zoom.
And if you click on that, I think it says chat or pin of the options. That's something involving Zoom only.
Yeah, that's Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no
Bev,
clipping?
this is Janet, and
Yeah.
I just went there to video at the bottom left, and there's an arrow pointing up, and I clicked on it, and it has blur my background in that little box that comes up.
Aha.
Now,
Do you see
I'm
that?
in Zoom. Is this out of Zoom?
No, this is in Zoom.
All right,
It's
say it
on
again.
It's on the dock at the bottom
Yeah,
where you see participants chat,
Yep.
react.
yep,
But it's to the left. There's there's audio, and then there's video.
right.
And there's a little arrow pointing up beside
Right.
video. I clicked there, and another little box came up.
Right.
And one of the choices is blur my
My
background.
background. I asked her that. That's where I first
Oh,
let her.
okay.
Yeah, that's where I first let her, and she said she's really not that computer literate, but she said she found it, and she said no, it was unchecked. I said, well, I have no idea why it would be blurred otherwise. That's the only thing I could think of, because I even showed her, I blurred it to show her me blurred.
Uh-huh.
And I said, see, mine's just like yours. No, that's not it. She was, so maybe she just is not getting it. And I'll try again. Yeah. But I think it's an older computer too. Well, thank you. I don't want to take any more of your time. I wondered
Okay.
if there was another way that I wasn't aware of.
No, that's it. Yeah.
That's
We always like a good challenge.
I know you do. I brought our computer into you, and there was a challenge. But thank you.
Speaking of challenge, a couple of months ago or a month ago, I made a comment about my computer had lost its Windows update. I never could find it, but I cured it because I went from Windows 10 to Windows 11.
Okay.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
And Windows 11 should update automatically.
Well, the other one did up to a point, and then for some reason just never did anymore. I have 2 computers that are just alike, except for the amount of memory they have, and one did it and one didn't. So I've got one that's still on 10 and one that's on 11.
Yeah. My old one wouldn't go to 11, so I had to get a new one.
I was trying to wait until October 2025 before going to 11.
Windows does things like that just to keep you on your toes.
Well, every time you use
changes.
it, it's a learning curve.
It may work tomorrow, but today, but it won't work tomorrow. And it's
That's
just,
You're right about that.
just to keep you on your toes.
I guess we're never too old to learn something.
Yeah, that's true. We have to. We have to keep learning. So, all right. Well, glad you all joined us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.